episode 122 of BigRedBarel Geek Speak, your place for all your nerdy needs on BigRedBarel.com. I'm your host, Lauren, the badass of Borderlands, and with me, as always, is the Baroness of Butts, Amherst Auntie Alex.
Fair butts.
And the jaunty, jubilant, juggernaut Joe.
Hello. It's a bit delayed there. I was like, what? My brain. Hello.
Usually you're laughing by now at Alex. That's why I think you were confused.
Yeah, I was just like, what's happening?
Come on, I used fair in two different meanings. It could mean several things.
Yeah, I was like, what? Fair butts? What? And I also thought you said Farrah butts, and I was like, Farrah butts?
I mean, out of all the characters I could have picked, that would be not a butt I would be going for.
Oh, I'm thinking Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the wrong Farrah. Mo Farah? No. We don't do sports here. That's a silly thing. Okay, so kicking off with Time Waste of the Week. So this week I was rewatching Lemony Snicket, so that made me think of Neil Patrick Harris. And I was watching that and James Gunn's PG porn. And then I found Neil's Puppet Dreams, which was done by The Nerdist a while ago. Either you heard of this?
No.
Nope, but I've just watched a little bit that you've added to the agenda, which looks delightful.
Oh, it's ridiculous. So it's Neil Patrick Harris, his husband, David Burker, and a host of other celebrities, including Joe Manganiello, Nathan Fillion.
You don't say that.
I just did. Nathan Fillion. Sorry, that's the name I like.
Oh, that's another good name. Oh, baby.
He's in season 2 of Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, which is coming out in April. So I'm very excited.
What Nathan Fillion is?
Yes, he is.
Oh, excuse him, what? Now I need to finish season 1.
Oh, you do, darling, you do. Apparently, Neil Patrick Harris had this disorder where he dreams exclusively in puppets.
Why not?
That is a problem. There needs to be medicine.
Not really the creepy, freaky puppets. They are literally Jim Henson puppets. They're Jim Henson alternative, so it's the kind of kinky branch of the franchise. Is it a franchise? You know what I mean. So it's things like the one example, when I was watching the trailer of it, I remember you saying, oh, there's a bit where obviously everyone dreams about these things. We're just tackling the social issues. Like, everyone dreams of having sex with a puppet clown. Puppet cow.
Nightmares,
puppet
maybe.
Cow. Not clown. Cow.
Cow?
Cow.
Okay, then.
In all honesty, have you ever dreamt of having sex with an animal?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Not my cup of tea.
No, exactly. So, I don't know. Clown, maybe. Cow,
No, my dreams are usually, like, really cinematic. Like, they have, like, proper storylines, and I dream about aliens
Production
quite
value.
a lot. And yeah, there's always, like, something going on. Like, stories. I've dreamt about zombie apocalypses.
Oh, yeah,
it's always
well.
that kind
and
of.
having sex with aliens, that I can get behind it. Literally.
But she means a xenomorph, I think.
I know what she means, but you know what I mean.
That little mouth is going.
Yeah, I don't want to have sex with one of them, thank you. More.
I put something nice, puppets. Admittedly, it was Neil Patrick Harris being dirty with puppets, but hey, we've gone to xenomorph porn. Right, carrying on. Now I'm thinking of that image. Oh, have you seen the thing that's going around online where this girl says, "Oh, I was at the airport and they changed my gate, so I went up to one of the check-in clerks, showed her my ticket and asked her where my gate was, and her face with a picture, turned it around, and it's like there's someone in a latex bodysuit, pink one, dressed as a xenomorph."
Why?
No, I have not seen that picture.
But it's human body with a tail with a xenomorph head, and they're pink. So what?
That's subverting the genre somewhat. What would H.R. Giger say? He'd probably love it.
To each their own, darling.
Yeah.
But Neil's puppet dreams, so he dreams in puppets with all these different scenarios, and he's a bit narcoleptic in this, which is really annoying to David Burker, his husband, and this was before they had the kids, I believe, so... Oh no, I think they just had the twins, so apparently it was getting in the way of their family life, him falling asleep and dreaming of puppets constantly. The little intro video as well is kind of, it's quite unusual because it's very meta, because you have the puppets, you have the actors as well, and the production crew, and then they're all about puppet rights, so puppets aren't really people, they're second-class citizens, they're treating them like scum, and stuff like that. This is so weird. Check it out. Neil's Puppet Dreams. Link will be in the show notes. It's each episode's about 6.5, 7 minutes, so nice little time waster for you.
Very nice.
So, on to news, non-news. Guess what's delayed?
Yeah, the least surprising news of the year.
Anthem. I completely forgot about this game.
Well, yeah, of course, you don't bleed BioWare. I'm like, scouring the internet. This is my oxygen for the news of BioWare.
Yeah, it's just like, when they say they're bringing out a game, you just go, okay, I'll believe it when it comes out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to believe any of your projected dates, or like, coming for last quarter 2017. Like, nah, I'll believe it when I see it, darling.
So essentially they're saying now Anthem's looking like 2019, but they haven't specified when in 2019, so just at some point in 2019.
Basically, Jason Schreier of Kotaku fame wrote another big article with some behind of the scenes and speaking to his sources at BioWare, well, are of course anonymous, talking about that basically BioWare, as we have discussed before, are putting all eggs in their Anthem basket because they feel like this game will make or break the studio, really.
Oh god.
To me, well, they said that, and this article is the first thing to confirm officially, even though, again, everybody knew that as night and day, that Dragon Age 4 is in the works.
Yes.
But they haven't said anything. The only thing they said that Dragon Age 4 has a live aspect, which upsets me a little bit.
Yeah, I read that and thought of you. I thought, ooh, I wonder what Alex thinks of that.
To be fair, I got nervous at first, but then Casey Hudson, who is the managing director at BioWare, he replaced Aaron Flynn when he left, he came out on Twitter and said live just means we are thinking of once you finish the main storyline, what else can you do in the game? Which is worrying to an extent, but a bit less because you still said they're focusing on characters and the story, which is good, but too early to talk. But yeah, the thing about all this news is I think Anthem is really a second Destiny. And Destiny still, after 2 iterations, from everything that I've been hearing, and even I've actually played Destiny myself, it hasn't still gotten it right. And it's been doing that for how many years? And perfecting and having fan feedback and having critical feedback. And they're still not there with the sort of MMO-ish shooter that they want to build. So I think it's really unrealistic to think that Anthem is going to come up and is going to be this perfect Destiny-like game. They're not going to get it absolutely right. They just can't on their first try. And I'm just terrified that EA, in the state they are and how they treat their studios at the moment, they're not going to give them a second chance. And that will be the end of it. And Anthem, yeah, I'm excited for it, but I need to find more about Dragon Age, and if Anthem falls through, I'm not gonna get any Dragon Age. So, I'm in this mindset where I'm trying to distance my love of BioWare, separate us together, because if the worst comes to worst, and bad things will happen, I will kinda need to get over it, and I'm not at that point there right now. Yeah.
It'll be alright, Alex, don't worry. I feel like Dragon Age, while it's still obviously early in production, I feel like it's probably far enough along that EA won't can that. I think it's got a really stable user base and audience. And so I kind of feel like even if Anthem is a disaster, then I feel like Dragon Age will still happen. But after that, who knows? All bets are off kind of at the moment with EA. But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. I think Dragon Age will still happen.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. It's okay. It'll be fine.
Hopefully Solace will come back to give you solace.
Yes, please, more Solace. I need to find out what happens to the bastard.
Oh, when you ran off with all your stuff? Oh,
well, that's the listening he did.
Ran off with your heart. Yeah, so on some better gaming news, God of War has been announced to be released on April 20th.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, that'll be good.
And Detroit Become Human. So originally it said we got a prediction of Q1, Q2, but now Quantic Dreams has come out and said it's spring.
Didn't they say that at the end of the year at PlayStation Experience? I'm pretty sure we kind of knew this.
It was confirmed on the 26th, so yesterday. It was confirmed.
Okay.
Because at the PlayStation Experience, they were still saying Q1, Q2.
Oh, okay.
Now they've said it is
Cool.
spring. that still hasn't really said much, so it's more likely to be towards the end of May, I reckon.
I feel like May's a good month for it.
But I cannot wait. That was so much fun.
Yeah, I'm really hyped for that game, even with all the stuff going on at Quantic Dream, and it sounds like they've got some issues they need to resolve in regards to the working culture there. I'm so excited for that game because it just looked like, from what we played at EGX, it just looks like a stunning experience. So yeah, May's my birthday times. So yay!
And that was mine. Yay!
Meryl Streep is joining Big Little Lies season 2.
This excites me a lot.
I didn't realise I thought it was a one book thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they've it was originally based on a single novel, but the writer has written a new sort of story continuing it on. God, Big Little Lies was so good. It was one of the best things I watched last year.
I need to finish it.
It's so good, and the fact that Meryl Streep and the character she's going to be playing as well, I am excited for this. I think that's going to be really, really good for the show. And as well, the new director, so they've got Andrea Arnold doing some directing now instead of Jean-Marc Vallée, who's kind of just, he directed the entirety of season 1. And he's now going to be executive producer. So yeah, I'm super psyched because obviously Andrea Arnold is an incredible director. Ooh, she did Fish Tank.
Give me a sec. Lauren, don't Google Perry, right? You're going to get into spoilers.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, you'll get massive spoilers. Literally don't.
How did you know what I was doing?
Because I can see you highlighted it in the agenda, you cheeky girl.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. You'll regret it.
I stopped. The only thing I saw was pictures of Meryl Streep, so I'm safe. But it's like, can you see me? What?
I spy on you.
I dropped my pen.
We see everything. I'm rewatching season 1 at the moment because I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, it's an incredible show. Really, really well acted and written. And Nicole Kidman is just a revelation in the show. She's absolutely brilliant.
You know what? I've never, like, Nicole Kidman, I appreciate her. I like her in a couple of things. But I think she has never been better than she's been in Big Little Lies.
Yes,
because
I would agree. Even when she did films like, was it To Die For that she got nominated for an Oscar for? Was it called To Die For? I can't remember. Where she essentially played someone who manipulated a bunch of teenagers into murdering people for her, kind of thing. I think it was called To Die For. I can't remember offhand. But she is a great actress, and I feel like throughout her career, it's only as she's gotten older that she's really had the opportunity to properly shine. Once she stepped out from that lunatic Tom Cruise's shadow and, you know, got away from him, she's really blossomed and just become this incredible actress. So, yeah, she was amazing. Alexander Skarsgård was amazing. Reese Witherspoon, also brilliant. So, yeah, I'm super psyched for the next season. And, yeah, adding Meryl Streep, I mean, come on. That's just, like, that is top tier casting right there. So, yeah, exciting stuff.
Lauren, I will have to say, I struggled for the first episode of Big Little Lies. It didn't catch me. But the more I watched, the better it got.
Oh, no, I got about a third of the way through the season. It's just, honestly, I just got busy and then didn't get around to finishing it. That is basically it. I just haven't gone back because I'd have to rewatch the first ones as well. I was getting annoyed by
Shailene Woodley?
That's the one. I don't like her as an actor.
She does get better in the show.
Her story gets more interesting as you find out what happens to her. Yeah,
it's not her story. I don't like her as an actor. Oh. I think she's very, very monotonous and wooden.
Well, she has some good stuff in this show. She does go to some good places as an actress. So yeah, I think it's worth sticking with it. Especially to get to the resolution at the end of the season, it's really worth it. Definitely a great show.
Yeah.
So yay! That is good news.
Just because we haven't said Meryl Streep is going to come in to play Perry Wright's mother, do not Google spoilers.
Do not Google it if you've not watched it.
They told me off.
The internet will come up with all the spoilers for the Perry Wright name, and it's so worth watching. If you haven't watched any TV series at all this year, or not planning, this is one you probably should.
Yeah, there's a reason it cleaned up at the Golden Globes. Like, it's a great show. Watch it. Oh, and now sorry, I just remembered, it's got an incredible soundtrack as well.
It does, yeah.
Like, oh my god, I just suddenly remembered that. It's so good. I love that show. I'm gonna carry on watching it later.
Okay, so we all know that we love Netflix.
Yeah. We do. Bit too much.
Has any of us actually watched Bright yet?
No, and I won't.
Yeah. So Netflix is actually upset that people don't like Bright.
Yeah. The CEO came up and were like, yeah, critics are disengaged from the audience. Critics do not understand what the good movie is. If the audiences enjoy it.
This is the sort of thing that lower rate filmmakers and stuff have been saying for years. Oh, the critics just don't get it, man. They just don't get it. They're not on the same level as the audience. They just don't understand.
Oh my god, that's so conceited.
Absolute nonsense. And he needs to check himself, basically, because he's just talking like an idiot.
Yeah, just a bit.
I have found the original Bright screenplay for those who are interested and want to look. Let me just say, the level of writing is not that great.
Yeah, no, the thing is, I refused to watch it because of Max Landis, and I'm like, no, I don't want anything to do with that show. And I accidentally, like, you know Dirk Gently, right?
Yeah.
I didn't realise that Max Landis created that. And so we started watching season 2, and I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this anymore. And so I kind of just fell asleep. My fella Dave, he's still watching it, but I'm kind of like...
Just think of Douglas Adams.
Yeah, but to be honest, I wasn't really digging season 2 anyway. I didn't really think it was kind of as good.
From what I heard, because Tim is watching it and a couple of other people are watching it, and they're saying that season 2 is very different and not as good as season 1. But
and
again,
it's been cancelled now as well, so there is going to be no more Dirk Gentlys. You know, I've got far better things to do than waste my time watching Bright when it's directed by David Ayer, who's just, and written by Max Landis. And yeah, so no, I just want it to go away. I keep seeing it on the homepage every time I log into Netflix. I'm like,
well,
please,
of course, that's their baby. They want you to watch
just
it.
go away.
Why is he remaking An American Werewolf in London?
Because he's an idiot. Because he thinks he can.
God.
Max Landis, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, his dad, John Landis, legend. Absolute legend. So...
That makes me sad.
It does. Very much so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he executive produced some of Channel Zero as well, which I spoke about last year, Candle Cove. Oh, and I need to watch the new ones.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun episode for you. Me talking about creepypasta TV shows. And finally, the Oscars nominations have popped out. And I don't really think there's many surprises there.
No, it's quite a nice mix, though. Yeah, it's quite a nice mix. Like, we've got a nice bit, like, plenty for The Shape of Water, which we still haven't got here, but soon.
Couple weeks.
Well, personally, I was super happy that both Jordan Peele and Greta Garvik got onto the Best Director nominations.
Absolutely. I'm really chuffed that Get Out is featuring so strongly. And a nomination for Daniel Kaluuya as Best Actor. Yeah. That's fantastic.
And original screenplay, Get Out as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
To be fair, looking at the director's list, I don't think they're gonna win. I think it's really between Guillermo del Toro and Christopher Nolan here.
Ooh.
But it's just good to have them here, especially after they were missed at BAFTAs and Golden Globes.
Definitely. I feel like it was it's a shame for Martin McDonagh to not pick up a Best Director nomination for Three Billboards, because he does a fantastic job with that. But, you know, there's only 5 spaces, and Greta Gerwig absolutely deserves to be there. Jordan Peele, for sure. Nolan, absolutely. Del Toro, yes. And I've forgotten the 5th one now already.
Phantom Thread, Paul Thomas Anderson. I know nothing about this movie, so...
Yeah, no, it's meant to be brilliant. Is it... Well, it's Paul Thomas Anderson, right? And the Academy just adore him, so of course he's going to be nominated, and quite rightly so. He's an exceptional director. But yeah, it's a really nice mix, I think.
I was just looking down the list. There's a few nods for Baby Driver, which I like.
Yes,
I would love them to like win film editing, because like the editing of that is fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a fair win as well. I feel like the challenge of editing a film of that nature is quite high, and of all the films nominated for that, that one takes the most finesse as an editor, I would say.
And I was just looking at, like, it's been nominated for sound mixing and sound editing, which I doubt it will get because it's up against Blade Runner.
Well, and also it's up against Dunkirk, and Dunkirk has some of the best sound mixing that I've heard in a film for years. The way Dunkirk was mixed, just absolutely incredible. I think, speaking of Blade Runner, I do feel it's unfortunate that it's missed out in a few key places, because, you know, it's one of the... I mean, it's up for cinematography, which if Deakins doesn't win that, then I'm sorry, there's something really, really wrong.
Joe boycotts Oscars from then on.
I will just be like, flip table! Deakins needs to win that. I think it's up for visual effects as well, which it should totally walk. Like, it should definitely win that. But I feel like it's a shame that it's not featuring more in some other categories, because it is a really, really strong film. It's just unfortunate that it's quite divisive, I think, which is what's sort of hurt it. I mean, on Dunkirk is incredible, but I think what's going to hurt Dunkirk is that it was so long ago that it came out, and it's not really in the traditional Oscar competitor window. As good as it is, like it's an exceptional film, I don't think it's hit on people's imaginations and the zeitgeist the same way as things like The Shape of Water and Three Billboards have.
Here's the thing about Dunkirk, because I tried to watch it the other day, and I got halfway through, and I did enjoy what I watched, but as I was watching it, I was like, I'm watching it at home. This should not be watched at home. I'm losing because I'm in the cinema, and that's why it's not grabbing me, because if I was seeing this on a big screen in a cinema, it would have been a completely different story. But I am at home, sitting on my sofa, and it's not getting me.
Yeah, it's definitely a film that deserves to be seen on an enormous screen. Like, it is that good, and it is an exceptional film, and I love it. But for me, this year, even though I've not seen the film yet, I feel like The Shape of Water is going to clean up, because it really hits that kind of little nostalgia gland that the Academy voters have, in that they love a film that harkens back to old school Hollywood and that kind of tragic romance type.
Well,
mood.
La La Land.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like that will do well. That's the one to watch. With McDormand should win for Three Billboards, really, as should Sam Rockwell. I think it will lose out. Three Billboards will lose out in some of the other categories.
Well, Gary Oldman is walking away with the leading actor.
Totally. Gary Oldman, they've wanted to give him an award for years, so they've got an opportunity now, and I think they're going to take it. So Gary Oldman should probably walk away with that without too much trouble.
Supporting role is a bit more complicated, because I can see a couple of possibilities there.
For supporting actor, I think Sam Rockwell will probably take it, because that character, without going into spoilers, is very relevant to the mood in Hollywood at the moment.
He's a fantastic actor,
and it is an
honest.
Incredible performance.
I love
he does
him.
such a good job with a character that could have been like really one note and kind of really stereotypical, whereas he adds a lot of depth and humanity to it. So I would really like him to win for that.
Did he get anything for Moon?
No. Yeah, people were talking about it then. They were like, why is he not nominated for Moon? What? But again, that was, it was much more... Speaking of Moon, we have Mute coming to Netflix soon from Duncan Jones, and that is exciting. I am very, very excited about that.
One more thing that I'm kind of happy about Oscars is that Logan got a nomination in Adapted Screenplay, which I thought was refreshing.
Lovely. I mean, people are moaning that Hugh Jackman wasn't nominated, and I'm like, guys, come on, be real. Take this as a really good result for what is a great film, but it's not it's not an Oscar film.
Just fantastic film.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's brilliant that it's been nominated for that. It won't win, like I say, it's just
probably not. Just
to be nominated is the achievement there. So, really, really good stuff.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, so all in all, I think this year's Oscars are actually good. I don't
They're
think...
actually interesting, yeah.
I don't think I've ever said that.
I might actually watch it this year.
Are they still on Sky Movies?
I don't know, I'll probably stream it through the website.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong people. We'll find it in other ways.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see.
Yes, because they usually stream it on the Oscars website, and that's what I watched it a few
Oh, I didn't think you
years
could
ago.
do that in the UK.
There are ways. Wink.
Okay.
Right, on to topics. I spoke about this movie about a year ago, so when it came out, and Joe's finally got around to seeing it, which I'm really surprised it took you so long, considering kaiju is your favourite genre.
Well, it's not really a kaiju film, is it?
It's just a good film.
So this is Colossal. It's just come on to Amazon Prime in the UK.
Ah, that explains it.
Fantastic. I'm going to rewatch it. Everyone needs to watch this.
So I was kind of intrigued by it, and yeah, I like it. And it annoys me in some other ways as well. I think it's a really good film, and it's obviously, so if you don't know Colossal, it's a film about Anne Hathaway plays this kind of, she's an unemployed writer, she's a bit of a loser, she's got a drinking problem, and her life is a bit of a mess, and her boyfriend kind of kicks her out, played by the wonderful Dan Stevens, using his lovely British accent, which is always nice to hear.
Yay! His Xavier voice.
And he kicks her out. She realizes she needs to get her act together, basically. So she goes home to her old house, or her old parents' house or something, and tries to kind of get her life back together. And through some twists and turns, she kind of discovers that she's unwittingly causing a giant kaiju to destroy Seoul in Korea. So it's like she has this alternate sort of subconsciousness in this kaiju that is destroying Seoul at certain times of the day. I won't go into details as to how and why that is a thing, because
you need to find that
the
out.
story kind of explains it. It does. There are some gaping plot holes that I won't go into because, obviously, again, spoilers, that will just make you think, yeah, come on.
But it's still fun. It's still a good movie.
It's very black. Like, it's very black comedy, which is good. Like, I'm quite a fan of black comedy, but it's a lot darker than I anticipated, which took me by surprise. Like, she really is a mess, and the film doesn't...
she is a terrible human being.
She is awful. Like, none of the characters, apart from Dan Stevens, I would say none of the characters in this film at all have many redeeming qualities. I mean, obviously, throughout the story of the film, she goes through a good redemption arc and stuff like that. It's really, especially in the early stages, it's a bit of a tough watch, because you're like, I don't like any of these people. I don't feel like I could connect to any of these people. They're all terrible human beings. That's sort of the way the story wants you to kind of, the journey it wants you to take with these characters. And so like I say, it's not a kaiju film. That's really a metaphor for her journey through trying to sort her life out, and also through other people who are relevant in the story. But I did like it in a lot of ways. I think Anne Hathaway, and I'm not usually a fan of Anne Hathaway. I find it depends very much on the film. So, like, I love her in Devil Wears Prada. I hate her in The Dark Knight Rises as Catwoman.
But she's fantastic in this.
In this she's very, very strong. She's really good. She really inhabits the character, and you believe her. And that's, for something like this, it's for what's quite a tall tale, she sells it well, and her performance helps paper over a lot of the cracks in the story and makes it a lot more believable. And she kind of helps you go along with the journey, kind of go along on the ride, sort of thing. So it is good. I would definitely recommend a watch if you're into something that's a little bit more challenging and kind of not immediately gratifying. It's got a lot of interesting ideas. If you can cope with the enormous plot holes, then I would say, definitely have a watch of it, because there's not really anything else quite like it in terms of how it tells its story. So it's a decent film. Yeah, it's all right.
I really enjoyed it, and by the time the plot holes came along, I was kind of like in it.
Exactly. So there comes a point where you're so kind of happy to go along with the story and all of its sort of holes, and it's done a good enough job of convincing you of its sort of its rules and themes that you're kind of like, all right then, that doesn't make sense, but I'll just go with it. That's fine. And that's cool. And it ends in a really nice way. I really, really like the last third of the film. I think it comes together in a really nice way. So it's an interesting film, definitely worth watching. It's a shame that it did so badly. Like, I was just looking at the box office on it. I mean, it never came out near to me. I wanted to see it at the cinema, and it just didn't.
There wasn't a massive push. I discussed it when I first watched it, because I saw a few posters on the Underground, and the poster is fantastic.
Yes, it's a really, really good poster.
It's such an amazing poster, and the whole concept I absolutely adored, but it had a very limited run because a lot of people I don't think they had the confidence on this film. Yeah. Because it is a bit niche, but it is absolutely fantastic. It was really refreshing at the time it came out. I can't remember what else came out, but it was a lackluster period of films. There was nothing. Yeah, it came out in
it was like early April, I think, last year, and I think it was a bit of a sort of, we were in a little bit of a lull at the cinema. But I mean, it is a shame that it barely made any money back on its budget at all. So it was definitely a bomb, which is unfortunate because there's a lot of interesting ideas here. So if you have Amazon Prime, I would definitely recommend checking it out. It might annoy you in certain ways, but it's worth going along with it for the performances and for the resolution.
And to be fair, it's quite unusual for the movie come together in the last third, because usually they fall apart in the last third. So when something comes together in the last third, I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing. It does go on a little bit of a journey, and it's not always totally expected how it's going to resolve itself. It ends in a satisfying way, I think.
Fantastic. Well, I agree. Sorry, I'm so used to saying fantastic at the end of a segment. It's just like, nah, I agree. I like this.
Thumbs up.
My little segue is a quick one. So I tried to play the Batman Telltale game this week. Finally got around to it. Either of you played it?
No.
No.
Having a break from Telltale at the moment. I think I over Telltaled myself, and now I need to breathe in and breathe out.
I haven't played a Telltale game for so long, actually. I have plenty sat on my PS4 ready to play, but haven't played them yet.
I haven't even finished Guardians of the Galaxy. They annoyed me so much.
Honestly, I was thinking this morning, like, my pile of shame is getting ludicrous with games that I have not even touched yet. So it's just, one more.
I haven't really played Telltale in a while. Like, I replayed Tales from Borderlands. Started episode 1 of Minecraft, and it was a bit, and then I didn't get Guardians of the Galaxy, and I didn't get Batman when it came out, because they weren't appealing to me, and it's like, they hit the pinnacle for me with Tales from the Borderlands. I'm just waiting for that now. Or Wolf Among Us 2. Mm-hmm. Those storylines I freaking loved. So I had the opportunity to try Batman this week. So I started playing it, and it has the crossplay functionality. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought, all right, let's have a go at this. It'll be good to talk about on the podcast. So me and the fellow, we were sat down, he had the controller, I had my phone, set up the crosslink. Let's do this. Sat down. First scene, basically cutscene. He's going through all the different things, and it's a quick time event. So there's no crossplay decision with that. As soon as it comes to an actual decision, it cuts out. It just doesn't work.
Oh,
ouch!
That's rubbish.
Yeah. So we checked the internet. All was fine. We checked the connectivity between everything. It's like there's no issues there. There's no reason this should not be linked and this should not work. We ended up playing it together, and me telling him decisions, but it was just a bit annoying because I thought it could be like something akin to like hidden agenda, where everyone's decisions contribute to the actual actions of the game. You can have up to 4 phones and 1 controller on the crossplay with the Telltale game, so it'd be like majority rules. So I thought that'd be really fun. It wouldn't really do much between just the 2 of us, but I thought, that's a great concept, because like if we were streaming it or something like that, then if I was streaming it, I could get you two to chime in on decisions, and that'd be pretty cool. But if it couldn't even work, and I was literally 20 feet from the router and 5 foot from the PlayStation, that's a bit weird. If anyone else has had experience with the crossplay functionality, please let me know. Tweet me or comment down in the forums. I'd like to get your opinions and experiences. That's my 2 cents. I just wanted to find out what people thought of it. But this is something I requested Alex, and I think some other people also were quite excited about. Alex finally played Doki Literature Club.
I did! I pressed my spacebar so much, the next day my right hand hurt. And this is the most upsetting cause for the hurt of the right hand in the history of humanity.
See, I use my left hand on a even though I'm right-handed, when I'm playing like Overwatch, obviously it's left-hand mouse, so now it's like it's natural for me to use my left hand on the spacebar.
So did you complete the entire game?
I did. I only had 1 playthrough, so I only got 1 ending. Okay, so Doki Literature Club, it's really, I don't want to say the trick of the game, because I think
it's a visual love sim. It's a visual dating sim.
Yes.
With a twist.
With a twist, right? But here's the thing. And the reason why I didn't exactly like it is because, it in a way, because there is a twist coming, and again, not going to say what the twist is and at which point it's coming, they have to convince you that it is sort of a romantic sim or whatever, and the idea is that you are this guy that joins this literature club with his 4 hot girls, and you end up writing poems as part of that literature club, and whoever likes your kind of poem most is the girl that you're sort of supposed to get close with, and so on. But here's the thing, because they have to entice you into the whole romance bit, they have to make the romance a bit interesting. And it was just so ponderous and so boring. To be fair, it's in tradition of the anime of that style, of sort of that type of conversations. But there's a reason why I don't watch that kind of anime anymore. I got bored about the conversations about nothing and about people repeating themselves and reassuring themselves all over again. It's a very specific style. If you don't watch anime and if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's kind of hard for me to explain. But it's that kind of thing where you sort of talk about menial things, and there's a lot of repetition of the things, and there's a lot of reassurance and a lot of are you okay, which in general are nice, but they don't make for a good reading. And the thing is that before anything really happens, you go through the 3 rounds of writing poems, which means you sort of go home, you choose a bunch of words on the screen that you think will appeal to the girl that you like.
Oh, and they do their little hoppy jump.
Yeah, they do a little bit of a hoppy jump. Then you come back to the club, and all 4 of you exchange poems, and you read the poems, and then discuss them. And it's just not that interesting.
It's a literature club.
But I disagree. Literature is fantastic. Literature is fascinating. Even poetry can be amazing. I'm not really a big poetry buff, but it can be. But bunch of teenager writing soppy poetry. I'm sorry, this is just boring as heck. So by the time I actually got to the plot twist, I was pushing my space back going, can I get to the plot twist already?
You know there was a skip button, right?
You can't skip it when the first time you read it. I tried.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Did you get, you got Just Monica ending, right?
I got Just Monica, yes. And the thing is, there is a really cool way. I really like the way you almost have to go into like game file and fiddle with the game, and that's kind of part of the gameplay, which I really like the idea of. And I would do that for the other endings, except I can't be flipping bothered to go through all this reading poetry stuff again.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of a compilation of all the endings on YouTube, and it's just like, oh my god, that's so funny. Okay.
I'm a dating sim fan. I like dating sim games if they're done right. I mean, I waxed lyrical about Mystic Messenger and Regency Love.
You need to play Perfect Date.
I might play Perfect Date. I don't know how. I don't really want to date cats, I'll be honest with you.
But cats are so cool.
I played a sushi one once.
I'm sorry, the cat concept is just not grabbing me. I can get on with dating girls just fine, but dating cats, meh. So that's kind of passed me by, and I know they're great guys, and people seem to really enjoy Perfect Date. It just the cats don't do it for me. So, I'm a fan of dating sims, and generally I can get through a lot of Japanese sims that do sort of write in the similar style, and Mystic Messenger had plenty of plot twists and plenty of sort of meaningless conversations that you kind of had to sit through, but it still managed to grab you in something. Like, it still made it more interesting, whereas this just pressing spacebar and reading about teenagers reading soapy poetry. I'm sorry, I tried. I think this game does some really interesting stuff and really subverts your expectations. And I get that there's like a joke and a commentary on the whole genre, and I think it's worth checking it out. And it's free on Steam, so maybe just check. So I don't know how much the actual developers want you to, not want you. Of course they want you to play their game, but actually require you to physically get it.
Yeah, so if you watch Game Theory or Game Theorists on YouTube, they went through all the root files and everything, and they believe it's kind of a promo game for something that's coming out later this year.
All right.
So yeah, check out the Game Theorists. Either play it yourself or the Game Grumps do a really, really good playthrough of it. GT Live also did a really good playthrough of Doki Doki. But once you've watched it or played it yourself, check out the Game Theorists' analysis of the game itself. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting watch.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
See what it may actually be.
It's worth watching it if you're interested, because I think, as I said, mechanics wise and what the game is trying to do, and how it's sort of at the end of the game plays you more than you're playing the game, really. It's really interesting concept. I'm just not sure it's worth sitting through like hour and a half of poetry to get there, if you know what I mean.
Definitely check out the Game Grumps doing it. It is really funny because they do all the voices and everything.
Oh god.
Yeah. So it's hilarious. And it's like an actual voice actor, Aaron Hansen, who did parts of Dream Daddy. So check it out. Okay, my weekly Riverdale update. Still, excuse my French. Yeah, so it's going to be a musical episode, despite Cole Sprouse saying, I will never do a musical episode because I'm a Disney kid and I managed to do Disney without doing a musical episode. Well, he's doing a musical episode. It's going to be more akin to the Buffy musical episode Once More feeling, apparently.
Yeah, but they're not just women, are they? They can't write songs like that.
Oh, God, no. It's like, give me Dr. Horrible any day and Walk Through the Fire. That is a banger. This week, Southside High got closed down and all the snakes had to go to Riverdale. Oh my god. Betty found her long lost brother who may be a psychopath and is probably a prostitute. And what else? Oh, Jughead is now a complete snake and is going completely against his loner physique from the start of the seasons. I don't know why I'm putting on that voice, but it seemed apt. It's just getting stupid.
Yeah.
More so. Oh yeah, and Cheryl's mum is a whore.
Good lord.
Literally. Yeah. So it's weird. It's still weird. I'll keep watching it because I'm a glutton for punishment apparently. But I'll watch that, then I'll watch The Good Place, and I'll feel better about myself. Oh, this week's episode was good as well, of The Good Place. Yeah, watch The Good Place, don't watch Riverdale. I'll watch it for you so you don't have to. But that's basically it. Riverdale's still weird and a car crash and I can't stop looking at it.
Yeah. That's another thing along with Bright that keeps looking at me from Netflix and I go, nope.
Yeah,
nope,
no,
nope.
I don't see Riverdale anymore on my homepage. I think they've given up on that one.
Oh my god. And finally, Alex, you went to a toy fair.
I have for the first time. So if you guys listen to BRBK, you know that Tim's been going to toy fair for quite a number of years. But I went for the first time. It's a toy expo that's happening in Kingston Olympia in London. It takes place over a 3-day period. It's more of an industry event, I would say, rather than for the public. I don't know how much public would actually get out of it, except to see some upcoming editions of toys and what's not. It was interesting, I have to say. It's a more chilled event than I've ever been, because I think the events that we usually go to, like EGX, UK Games Expo, even Dragon Meet, they are very busy. Partly because there's a lot of public interest to it. Whereas this one was a lot less chill, I thought.
Less chill?
It was a lot more chill.
Okay, yeah.
You know, the corridors weren't busy, some stands were unlucky than others. I just thought sometimes, people would be just standing there for days without someone passing by and seeing what they're doing. Obviously, we went there to look at board games and get in touch with some of the bigger publishers, which was really nice, and see what they have coming up. As almost always, my standout from this event is Big Potato Games, because their stands are always fantastic. It just looks so pretty. They've kind of perfected this kind of architecture.
They don't have like an enormous potato.
Do you remember? Because I think you've been with me to their stand at UK Games Expo. I can't remember.
Yeah. I just can't remember.
You remember they had like a little potato plushie?
Oh,
we've got them in the bar.
Yeah. Aww. Okay, for this expo, they've added potato with 3 boobs. They've added a girl potato with a beard, and they added potato with 2 heads.
Oh, potatoes.
And I've told them that they should make a whole line of them, because I'd buy every single freaking potato off them.
Yeah.
Potato with a butt. Potato with the butt.
Yeah, potato with the butt is just for me. They showed us a whole lot of the games that's sort of still in development, and I think a lot of their lineup is going to come around August. And the one that sort of appealed to me the most was a little game of noodles. I think it's called Noodle Game or something like that, very similar. But it has a big box, as you expect to come from like Chinese restaurant or noodle restaurants, that kind of shaped, with an adorable panda on it. And you get a little plastic plate and a little plastic chopsticks. And the box is filled with noodles of different sizes, and different sizes represent different points. I believe that is a part that they might actually change, because they need more distinguishable which noodles represent which point values. And the idea is that one person is going into noodles, they pick up one of the noodles from the box, and they try to get it to their plate while everyone else is using their chopsticks to steal that noodle from them and put it on their plate without touching the table. And it is so ridiculously silly, and it's so ridiculously fun. And the only thing you can hear when people playing the game is like people just clapping their noodles, clapping their chopsticks, trying to grab the noodle.
Sorry, just hear slapping their noodles.
Slapping the noodles.
Slapping
their noodles. Oh my god, you filth.
Love it.
Oh god. Yeah, so it was adorable. Their games are just so much fun. They're all party games. They all got such a fantastic... they've got a fantastic production value. They all look so beautiful, so well done. And B, yeah, they're kind of twists on the things that are familiar to you in some of the party games that you might know quite a bit, but they always have a fun twist. They're always really sociable, really fun to play, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to whatever their new lineup coming in August is.
More
I'm
noodles.
really excited.
More noodle slapping.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like slapping the noodle should be the title of the podcast.
Yep, it will be. But yeah, other than that, Toy Fair was fun. I don't know, unless, you're in the business and you're going around meticulously seeing everyone and talking to everyone about your business. I don't know what you would do there for 3 days. We only went there on Wednesday. I think we've seen everything we wanted to see and more, and we weren't there even the whole day. Like, we were over there for the majority of the day, but...
Well, I'm guessing people would be there to, network and to, broker deals with companies and stuff, because it's not a public event, it's more for trade.
It is funny because you go around and there's stuff under NDA just on the box. There's you can't photograph this, you can't do that, you can't do this. So it is a funny event, especially if it's My Little Pony toys. You're no, this selection of My Little Pony toys is under NDA. No, don't put it on the internet. And I'm yeah, this is a completely different world. I don't get that.
But yeah, you're good. You're good. I don't want this.
But you know what? I'm going to come next year. It was fairly good. But that's about it. That's Toy Fair.
Fantastic. I'm going to a travel fair next week.
Oh.
Ooh.
What kind of travel?
Traveling.
Travel.
Normal travel.
I thought it was a bit of a trouble. I got excited.
No, travel. So holidays and crap. I managed to get, my friend got free tickets, so I was yeah, why not?
Fair enough.
Free booze and possibly free swag. I'll blag as much as I can get. So, for episode 122 of BigRedBarel Geek Speak, we've got a few little shout-outs. Alex.
Shout out to Will Driver, Gabriel Romo, and Richard Kirk.
Gabriel Romo gave us Witcher characters.
Yeah.
I have some notes on this.
Go on.
Hey, I'm totally happy with mine. That's all I'm saying before you go anywhere. I'm Siri. I'm okay. Am I Siri?
I feel like our characters are pretty much on the money. Less of the old, though, Gabriel Romo. I am not that old, and Yennefer is not that old either.
I'm pretty sure they're the same. They're the same allocations that Diarmid gave us.
These are my notes. I'm sorry, but in no universe is Bleezy Geralt.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true.
No.
I love you, Bleezy, but I'm sorry. You are not Geralt.
Oh, you're truly not, darling.
He's more dandelion than Geralt, and I say that with absolute love. So yeah, no, Gabriel, we need to draw that back and find a new Geralt. But as Diarmid as Vesemir, yeah, I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
That works. Yeah, Silver Fox Vesemir. Yeah.
I've never played Dragon Age.
No,
Dragon Age.
Witcher. Well, you haven't played Dragon Age either, but I'll try not to hold this against you.
I was Triss Marigold, yeah?
Yeah, Triss, yeah.
And I asked for Gabriel's workings, and he just said, because Triss and red hair, so I was
yeah, no, it works. That's a very good fit.
Because red hair?
No, because of how Triss is. You need to play it. Just bloody play The Witcher 3.
How is she?
And
How is she?
She's very exciting. She's feisty.
Okay, I'll take feisty. I will take feisty.
You said the magic world.
And I have just Googled her, so I can read up on her. Yeah. So if you would like to tell us what characters you think we are from your favourite video games, please do so either on the forums, BigRedBarel.com.
Ooh, can I do
on
us as
Twitter.
Dragon Age characters?
Oh God. Where does this end?
You could go for it, and it's I dread to think who Solus is, because I'm pretty sure Tim's not Solus.
Oh, no. Solus is not assigned to anyone. I'll just do the three of us.
Yeah, do it. And then I'll do us as Borderlands characters.
Woo!
Or maybe Diablo, because those are the only two
We're
things
starting a theme here.
Yeah, so you can get in contact, as I said, on the forums. You can do so on Twitter at BigRedBarel using the hashtag Geek Speak. You can use our personal Twitters. I am at the Sweet Shrimp.
I'm at Souls Butts.
No, you're not.
I'm at DustyTulip_.
DustyTulip_. And Joe.
I'm at Pixel Ritual.
You can also go to Facebook, facebook.com/BigRedBarel. We also have the Gaming Nights group on there. We can meet some lovely people and play some lovely games. You can also go to iTunes, give us a little review like Gabriel did last week. 5 stars is preferred, but whatever you think we deserve, give it to us with a little comment. You can also go onto our Discord chat and say hi there. Hello.
Hello.
You can also head over to Tabletop Tuesday every Tuesday at Loading Bar in Dalston in London town. We have a new featured game every single week, which you can win that very evening. You don't even have to win your round. Just let Tim or Alex know that you played. Your name gets put into a prize draw and you can win it by 10:30 that very evening.
So this week our feature game is number 9, just without any vowels. It's a fantastic abstract game, really fun. The lovely Chris Turner reviewed for BigRedBarel. So if you go on BigRedBarel, I'll actually include the link to the review in the description below, so you can find there and read all about it.
Fantastic.
Before we go, so Alex got to play with Libsyn a little bit this weekend, and I think Alex got so excited about where people listen to us that Alex might not be allowed to go to Libsyn anymore. But
what did you do?
But while I just got really excited about countries where people listen to us, so while I'm there and while I remember, I want to give a shout out to one person who lives in Thailand and listens to us. I just never thought anyone in Thailand would ever listen to us. So hi.
Hello, person in Thailand who listens to us. Are you sure it wasn't someone that's from like here who was on holiday?
I have no idea.
Let us know if that's you. Let us know.
I just saw someone from Thailand. I was like, oh my god.
Yes, all of our international listeners, hello.
Hello.
Tell us who you are. Give us some shout outs.
I think we've got one person in Romania, and I can't remember, but I just the places where I would never imagine that anyone would ever find us interesting. So I got very excited, maybe more so, and I think now I'm banned.
That's cool.
Aww.
Aw, lovely. It is.
Aww. We love you all.
Yes, much love globally.
Much love. Global love. Yeah, and now I've completely lost my train of
I'm
thought.
so sorry.
We're just wrapping it up. Just wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have Tabletop Tuesday every single Tuesday. I also have a weekly pub quiz if you're in Stratford. If you want to come along and test your luck.
Or knowledge?
Yeah, knowledge. Yeah.
That thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bleezy and Diarmid won one week because they listened to the podcast and those things were in my head when I was writing the quiz.
Oh, my word. Dirty cheaters.
For episode 122 of BigRedBarel Geek Speak, I have been Lauren.
I have been Joe. Oh,
Excuse me?
sorry. Oh, see, my brain.
Carnage.
My brain.
This
I'm
is
so
the second
sorry.
time it happened. It's fine.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
take third place.
Oh,
I've been Solus Butts.
No, do it again. Do it again. I'm sorry.
I think we should just leave it as that.
No, I ruined everything.
And we bid you goodbye.
Bye. Last Butts.
Oh, I'm the worst.
Delightful.
You and your ears are quite welcome.
For the podcasting goodness that you just heard.
Why not roll on over
To BigRedBarel.com.
for more podcasts?
News, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet. BigRedBarel.com.
But it's so ladylike.
That doesn't exist on the show.
That is true.
Lady likes whatever we want it to be.
Yeah, totes. Oh God, I said totes. Just murder me right now.
Give me a couple hours, I'll be there.
Oh, you heading up north?
No, joking. I was gonna only come there to kill her for saying totes.
It's worth the trip to come and murder me for using such a terrible word. 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 Me for using such a terrible word.